will be easy tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, because 5?
Well, he's a mathematician, and more numbers the better for Matt. It makes sense. All right. So, welcome to Comic Book Club. We have a new member. Welcome, TM Nerdy. He's going to be joining us today, first of all. And this week's pick was Matt's, and he chose JLA Avengers 3. So, we're going to just jump right over to Mr. Matt Likes Comics. Let's see here. And take her away, my friend.
In the DC universe, the JLA are watching Doctor Doom joining the Source Wall. Hawkeye starts flirting with Black Canary, making Green Arrow very jealous. Suddenly, a glitch happens, and Clint/Hawkeye disappears. Flash suggests that they all return to the JLA tower. Cut to the Avengers have won a battle against Brainiac. Captain America thinks something doesn't feel right. Wasp announces the JLA are visiting, but both Superman and Captain America are under thought that something is very wrong. Suddenly, they find themselves at the JLA satellite where they're having a party. Shift back to the Avengers mansion. When Superman tells John Jones, that's the Martian Manhunter, that the situation seems strange, as does Captain America to Wasp. The two juggernauts, meaning Captain America and Superman, suddenly rush to attack each other when suddenly Vision and Aquaman are in Metropolis, where they are attacked by a big group of DC villains. They are helped in this fight by Captain America, Hal Jordan, Iron Man, Thor, and Wonder Woman, who uses her lasso on sonar to find out the truth, because we all know with the lasso of truth, you have to tell the truth. Sonar mumbles about his master being trapped and trying to escape. Meanwhile, in the Marvel Universe in New York City, Superman, Batman, Goliath, Wasp, and others are saving people from major disasters that have suddenly struck out. Some of the people are actually from Metropolis, which they realize because one guy says he's Karaki, and Kuark only exists in the DC universe as a country. The Martian Manhunter tries to mind link godlike beings that have suddenly shown up. He then vanishes and returns with some other people. John tells everyone to follow him and explains that the realities are intertwining with places suddenly appearing and disappearing. Superman and Iron Man fly to space and discover that both Earths are being forcibly merged by Krona. Scarlet Witch and Green Lantern attack Krona, and both teams use collective willpower to disrupt the rift and are returned to their own worlds. With the help of none other than the Phantom Stranger, who considers himself a member of the Justice League, even though not all Justice League members think he is. Both teams are taken to a dying Grandmaster, who tells them that Krona is trapped between the worlds, the two realities. And in his last dying act, Grandmaster shows the teams his their true pasts, such as Superman dying from Doomsday, Yellow Jacket beating Wasp, Hal Jordan killing the Green Lantern Corps, Iron Man's alcoholism, and the tragic children of Vision and Wanda. Hal suggests that they all return reality back to the way it was, even though it hurts them all. They all vow to defeat Krona. And that's the end of the book. Now,
more than that, but sure.
Well, this is my synopsis I was going by. Yes, there's a little more to it. What I found hard about following the book a bit was in the beginning with the flipping around and playing that they mixing the histories and throwing it off. It felt a little weird coming after the heels of the second part of the book. Now, I found it interesting how they took photos from the JSA crossovers and
Yeah.
merged them and changed the Justice Society to the
I saw that.
Avengers. That was really cool. But I until they got to the point where the Phantom Stranger showed up, I found that it could be very confusing to follow unless you literally read it page to page. D, can you show the cover of the book?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. For the cover, this is a very, very, very loaded cover.
Mhm.
It's almost too many heroes in one spot. Now, this, of course, is a Perez trademark. He likes to do these sorts of things. And because it's a flip cover, with the double cover, it deserves some mention because that is a lot of work. So, considering the detail and stuff behind it, I would like to give the cover a 4. I would go higher, but there's just a little too many heroes. They should have concentrated only on the heroes that are in the book.
There's a lot of heroes in the book, though.
Yes, but that's been about half of what he put on the cover. As for the interior art, I think it was really well done. I really, in particularly, like the way the Phantom Stranger was drawn,
Mhm.
and the various heroes were all done well, with the exception of maybe it's because I just don't like the Scarlet Witch's hair in this hairstyle in this particular
She looks,
storyline.
a little wonky.
She looks a little wonky off, but Black Canary looks fantastic. So I will actually give the interior art a 3.75.
Jesus. What was it, Matt? I'm sorry.
I give the interior art a 3.75.
Okay.
Now let's go to the writing. Very disjointed. I had to read the book twice in order to sit down and start thinking, okay, what's happening here so that I could write the synopsis, and literally went page by page and tried to sort out what was going on. So because it was so disjointed for this particular, until, again, the Phantom Stranger showed up. I liked the little trick of the Grandmaster showing them their real pasts, because in the case of Goliath, when he's hitting Wasp, right? So there's that little change there. But the writing overall could have been better, so I'm going to give it a 2.
Oof.
And generally speaking, I'm not this rough on it. Overall, the book rates a 3 because the cover saves the writing, and they average it out. So that is my scores for this week.
Very well done, Matt. Who would you like to go next, buddy?
Well, let's put him on the spot. Let's bring up TM.
Oh, cool. All right.
Okay.
Tear her up, TM.
So I will say, like, I will agree that the writing, and that was like, it was a little bit confusing at the start because I was just like, am I reading the right issue right now? Like, did I skip an issue? Am I on issue 4?
That was true.
But I feel like as soon as you like continue to go on, and then you realize that, oh wait, like something doesn't seem right here. Superman knows it. Captain America knows it. I feel like the whole point of the book, of the beginning of the book at least, that it was you were supposed to be as confused as these characters. I'm going a little bit backwards in that. I just wanted to talk about that portion.
That's a good point. I didn't think of it that way.
That's the way I saw it, actually.
Yeah.
And I will agree though that the ending was probably one of my favorites. Seeing all of these like big events happening from the DC universe and the Marvel universe, and how they projected that, like even when they're all around in that one circle, in that on that cover. I don't have the book, but and you just see the mirrors going across them. I really liked that panel. It was a full page
Yeah.
spread.
Yeah, it's a cool panel.
And yeah, I just like to see in the JLI. They even had like random covers of comics in that little setup. So all in all, like I also liked how, like, we got to go back a little bit here because how it was portrayed, like how universes were kind of connecting. They were like, oh, we see ghosts. Oh, it's snowing. We see ghosts. And I kind of like that concept of like, oh, they're kind of merging and people are just seeing faded images of other people moving around. And it's the same for the other side. So, and when it came out and Kronos was like in the two Earths, kind of combining them together or trying to escape. I also thought of like Crisis on Infinite Earths at that point in time, or like incursions. So for the writing of this book, I'm gonna rate it a good 4.5. I really enjoyed this story, and it made me.
Can you start at cover though, TM? We go cover, inside art, then writing, then overall.
Okay, cover. It is really busy. It does have a lot of characters on it. So for that, I would have to give it a 3 because it's just really it's
Thank
too
you.
busy for me. And then interior art is fantastic. It's like probably the best interior art I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with Perez. But like the only thing that I had an issue with was I sent the picture inside the group chat was of Captain America. I was just like, okay, that doesn't match. Like that facial, it doesn't match. Like half of his face is going one way. I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
So for that, I would have to give the interior 3.5. I do agree with Matt too. The hair, I don't know why. I just like it's brown. Like it should be like red in my opinion.
It should be reddish brown, but that wasn't my problem. It's the way that the
It's-
styling was. It looked like Monica on Friends when she was in the humidity area.
Mm,
Yeah, that's
fluffy.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does get like that. Even some of her facial expressions kind of don't do it for me. So for that,
I think TM's got some emergency.
yeah,
cruiser.
I just had to pause or mute it for a second. For that, I would give the interior art. I would give it about a 3.5.
Right. You're at story now.
And story, I would give it a 4.5.
4.5.
I really enjoyed the story.
Listen to TM. There he goes, ripping it up.
And so overall,
and then
Overall, like overall, it would be a 4.
4. All right.
Okay.
Nice. So TM, you get to pick who goes next.
Let's hear from Alan.
Alan. Okay. Cool.
Okay. So for me, actually, I was going to make the same point that TM made about the disjointedness actually being like a writing device. I've seen it in, like maybe I watch maybe too many of these things where it's like the butterfly effect or something where where things get changed and people are like a little bit weird. So I kind of got that right off the bat. I kind of sort of went into it with that kind of expectation almost.
I'm kind of feeling dumb now because that did not even the clue into me like that could be the device.
Yeah. So that kind of was a bit obvious to me, but sorry. But,
No, that's fine.
But the thing that I thought was interesting was when I first, it was kind of disjointed. I felt like I read the wrong book when I first, like the first few pages were like that, where, oh, did I skip? Is this the right one? And I had to actually go back to the previous book to see how it ended to check. But there was that confusion. I do get it, but I did understand that was a plot device. One of the things that I think is really important to understand was one of the things that the Grandmaster did is that he used Chrono to basically be glued to the two universes. and it's that glue that's causing the problem.
Yes.
That he's basically pulling the two universes together. Okay, and that's what's causing this kind of overlap, and they're basically self-destroying. They're destroying each other because they're not compatible universes, and that's what they kind of were talking about.
And
So,
the fact there's a crisis on Infinite Earths,
very
being
like
ripped
the
off.
whole time is like, didn't I see this before? I remember this. Yeah. So there was a bit of that. I kind of felt kind of deja vu moments, especially when they had the picture of the two Earths kind of overlapping.
Yeah,
I felt, whoa,
exactly.
this is.
And it doesn't help that it's the same artist.
Yeah. So there was like major deja vu kind of feeling in this for me. So yeah, there was so many great splash pages in this book, though. The art inside was actually quite impressive. I really do agree that sort of spirally mirror thing was really interesting. It's one of those ones where you'd almost have to spend, like, I kind of was pushing myself to read through pretty quickly because I was running late in terms of reading the book. But but that page you could have spent some time on and really, this panel, that's cool that they did that. There was some really cool little windows that they put on this big splash page. That was pretty cool. I noticed that same thing that you did with the crossover between the JSA and the JLA, and where they had it as Avengers.
That is like the first thing. Maybe it's because of my mind of being such a big fan of the JSA, but that's the first.
I had that book. It's such a classic cover. It's like, So so I was like, that's kind of a cool thing to do. So for me, like when I look at the cover of this book, where they're all on the cover, and it's just like this, almost like who's who. It's like Where's Waldo kind of thing, kind of element to it. I actually really like that. I think it's like, we way back in the day, we did a cover challenge. Biggie actually, I'm not sure if you showed this book or something similar to it, where we had to show which comic had the most heroes on it.
Yeah, it was a Deadpool 300 with a bunch of Deadpool, but it's very similar.
But the point is, like, this, I was thinking, wow, this would have been perfect for that challenge. Like, this would have been the book, show lots of heroes. Oh my goodness. And it kind of had that kind of, like, makes you kind of, as the viewer of it, kind of want to figure out who are all these different characters. I kind of like that. There's a lot of characters I wasn't necessarily familiar with, that I thought were kind of cool. There was one where it's a bad guy or bad girl with the wings, and she's wearing white. But that was an interesting character. I forgot what they called her, Sonar or something like that, or something. I forget what her name was.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
It was Sonar that Wonder Woman had captured with the lasso to get the truth out of it.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. Yeah, because he had the tuning fork, right?
Yes.
So yeah, I forgot I don't know what the character's name was. I just thought, these are some of these characters I'm not familiar with. Thought it was pretty cool. So
honestly,
for me,
Alan, some of the characters were wearing outfits that were different than what we're used to as well. So
they actually said that in the book as well. That's a good point that you just brought up. That they were, they even showed alternate versions of Wonder Woman, for example, where she's Fury, and and they try to, like, in a weird way, this was kind of like, not only did they show all the like, whenever they did those change of scenes, not only did they show all the characters, but they showed different groups of characters within their.
If you remember, in the earlier books, it was basically Simon Baz or Kyle Renner as Green Lantern, not Hal Jordan,
and Wally West as
not Barry.
Yeah, I saw that, and then there was also a moment where what's his name, the guy with the bad hair, Green Lantern,
Guy Gardner.
Guy Gardner was in it for a second. I'm not sure if you noticed that. So there was a lot of little things like that. I thought
I think the first character I noticed that changed was, weird enough, was Elongated Man. Like right at the beginning, because I looked and I was like, wasn't Plastic Man part of the team?
So there was a lot of little things like that where they were kind of saying this is different realities.
Was he in previous issues? Because I thought it was just Plastic Man.
No, Plastic Man was there, and he was replaced with Elongated Man.
I saw that elongated
But
man. Was there. I was
Elongated
like,
Man-
oh, that's cool.
Elongated Man was a member of the JLA.
This was
Plastic-
definitely the most cameoed issue. It had
Very much.
almost
yeah.
everybody.
And in a way, the cover kind of reflects what you're going to expect to see inside, because it's just like, okay. So with all that in mind, I kind of give the cover. I'm not quite there's just not enough Good Girl for me, but I'm going to give it a 3 plus. It's a wraparound, so it gets that extra 0.5. So it's 3.5 for the cover. And then the interior art, actually, I thought was as good as the cover, maybe a little bit better even, because it had some really great splash pages. I was annoyed by the Scarlet Witch thing too. I'm going to give it a 3.75. The writing, I thought it was good, but I the deja vu thing kind of bothered me. So I felt like, wow, I've seen this before. So I'm going to give it a 3. I'm going to be in between TM and Matt. So on that one. And then the overall, I'll give it a 3.25. I don't think it was that much better than some of its parts. Maybe it's slightly weaker than some of its parts. So yeah, that's my score.
All right. I lied to myself. Go ahead and pick who you'd like to have next. Thank you, Alan. That was very well done.
I actually want to pick you next, Biggie, because D is the one that set us on this path. So he should be last to wrap us up. So.
Well, I didn't think I'd have enough energy to want to show panels, but since D volunteered to do it, I'm going to save that for D, because I do like to chat to be able to see the panel art and kind of experience the book. I'm going to take it easy tonight, like I started off saying, but I was getting itchy. I was like, man, I want to show these panels because it will it will determine my inside art grade. So I'm going to take a peek while I talk about it. I think you guys did about as good as you could to explain it. The cover is kind of self-explanatory for me. I think it's the best cover of the 3. I don't know what I scored the last one. I'm trying to see if I can get a couple panels for you guys, because that is some of my favorite shit to do. Okay. So, oops. This is the problem. Never mind. I won't do it. There's too much spam. All right. So the cover, I'm going to give it a 3.5. Okay. Cover. Oh, I got to put my name. Sorry, guys. Okay. Inside art. Actually, I'm going to go 3.25 for the cover. And I do think the inside art's a little better. 3.5 for the inside art. That's how I'm going to do it. 3.5. Okay. The story. I think you guys did a very good. It didn't come to mind for me because I've never read Crisis, but I could see how this could be like a knockoff Crisis. Like, now that you guys said that, I think that makes a lot of sense. I don't want to gloss over the inside art though. The inside art was at some parts very good. I don't think he does well with faces, but he does good with
scenes.
Like scenes and depictions of things. Like, he does good at putting shit together, and these panels work together.
I like
y'all will see it later what I'm saying, but I think that's the best inside art. Maybe it's pretty good. But his faces to me are just too like
cartoony.
Yeah, they're like They're like Fox cartoon or some shit. Even like DC cartoons back in the 90s is the vibe I get.
There's some faces that are good, but some faces are just bad, especially the close up.
I find that's Prez's weakness. He's good if he keeps everything at a distance where you can't really see the details of the faces, and if you see a whole bunch of little things. But once you zoom in on a Prez art, I find it just falls apart.
Yeah, I agree. The action scenes are perfect too.
Yeah, if you read a lot of his New Teen Titans, he does a lot of full figures as opposed to floating head panels. So yeah.
I just wasn't.
I think
I just wasn't in the mood for a book that confuses me. I very much like to be able to read a book and have some good opinions of what's going on. And this one was just like the last one I felt like was too much information, too much shit going on, too many cogs. This one was like times 3. So I was just like, oof. Like to me it was fucking complicated. So I'll admit, like I just like a more simple thing, and I'll show y'all what my choice later for the next book. So for the story, it kind of really made me nauseous. Like I'm been sick lately and shit, and my anxiety's been kicking my ass. And I probably could have handled this book 2-3 months ago a little bit better, but this week it was just like, oh, it just kind of got to me. So I'm gonna give this like a fucking 2, man. I'm sorry, this ain't even average to me. Like I'm not enjoying this at all. Like if you just look at it for face cover, it's like, okay, the cover looks fucking killer. The inside art's great. The story is like he's just trying to cram too much shit. You know, this makes me appreciate like Neil Adams when he made Spider-Man versus Superman. Simple, click, bang, very easy. That's why you gotta appreciate the classics, the fucking good guys. I could read that shit like a lullaby. This shit right here gave me a fucking nauseation thing. I'm not, that's the way I want.
I'll like. That's where I'm like different right now, because like I felt like I got through this book quicker than I did the first 2. Like there was a lot of exposition in the first 2, a lot of it got a little bit wordy in the first 2, and that this one I felt like I was able to get through once I knew what was going on, where I knew that it was like, oh, I'm supposed to feel this way, I'm supposed to be confused of what's going on.
Yeah, it could just be me,
characters,
man. But yeah, a lot of you guys said it was disjointed, and I definitely felt disjointed. I looked more of it as like nauseating, but so I gave it a 2, and overall I'm gonna give it a 3, man. I mean, I don't hate it. It's better than an average book. It wasn't my cup of tea this time. So tear her up, D. I'm looking forward to you showing this inside art.
Hey, so it starts with a prologue of showing the source wall with Doctor Doom trapped inside of it, with the JLA in a Green Lantern bubble. Pretty cool art. From here, dude, Matt, I loved your synopsis, by the way. Like, I thought that was cool of you to do, to break down a very busy book. Here, they're talking, Green Lantern is jealous of Hawkeye, which is really cool. That was a little prologue, and then they jump to the Avengers having just defeated Brainiac. And I thought it was cool. Like, the JLA just beat Doctor Doom, which would have been a cool story to read. And the Avengers just beat Brainiac, which would have been a cool story to read. And you just see the end of it. And it's kind of cool. Like, you see the Justice League and the Avengers hanging out. You see Superman and Cap both being uneasy about it. And this is right where you start to see like the realities shift.
See, I really like that too. I like how that's drawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
and
more, that's why I said it reminded me of Butterfly Effect. They had that same sort of weird.
Yeah.
And I just love that. I just love that Avengers around the table, the Justice League above, like the Justice Society was on Justice League 2021.
Here you get to see, like a really big. It's like a holiday party of the Avengers and the JLA, like hanging out.
It's a luau.
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty fun.
And when are you ever going to see that again? So like that's why I loved it.
And I like this panel here of Superman just like leaning up against the wall because he's like uneasy. He's not happy.
I think my favorite, I'm sorry to interrupt you, D, but I think my favorite panel was a very small little thing. It was like Hawkeye's arrow getting split by Green Arrow. I saw that.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That was at the beginning.
It's like right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a couple of them like that. I think there's one
Yeah.
where you could see the arrow like in the
Yeah,
wall,
it
and it does it
splits.
too.
You can
So he
see
did it a
it
couple
Yeah.
split.
times.
You get the feeling that Black Canary has a fetish.
For
Yeah.
guys with bows.
Guys,
Archers. Yeah. But and they go into a lot of detail on making this book look confusing, and I get how like that could be kind of disjointed when you're like reading one issue at a time. The first time I read it was in my trade paperback that I have right here. So I just read it all straight through, and it to me it really flows really well when you're reading the whole thing.
and that's
So I might,
probably, I mean, that's part of what I think the problem was. It's been 2 weeks since we read the last one.
yeah. Um, but some really cool inside art. Uh, I agree with the fact that Perez's art looks better when you kind of zoom
Zoom
out a
out.
little bit, and there's a lot of things going on. Um, hold on, getting to the next page. I love this panel here of Superman and Cap kind of like just getting
Battling
after
it
each
out.
other.
Mm.
And I love that because like I know that Superman would take him,
Yeah.
but I love the fact that Cap knows that because he's not dumb and he's still not backing down because he can do it all day.
Hmm.
Yep.
Like really cool panel. Um, to me, and then they get to the Metropolis part. It's this part here I dislike a little bit more than most of the book, where they're in
Yeah.
Metropolis.
And it's black and
Um,
white.
well, it's like snowy, so it's really
Yeah.
muted, and the vibrant colors like help. I don't know, for me, like it keeps me entertained and part of the story, and the muted snow vibe
Well, I think they were trying to go for
hurts.
that apocalyptic kind of like life has been sucked out of this thing, and that
Yeah.
contrast. It's like when you go
Yeah,
from Dorothy goes to Wizard of Oz, kind of Land of Oz. It goes to
yeah,
black and white to color. Well, this is the opposite of that. I thought that
but
was cool,
yeah,
intentional.
and even here, like they're in New York now in Marvel, and the world is on fire. Everything bad is happening, but there's color. Like to me, it brought me back into the story a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree with you because like it's just that section just makes you feel dull, and you're just like,
yeah,
Which brings us to the question: how many times has New York in Marvel Universe been destroyed?
funny. But you see the art that like the interior art, everyone was pretty much a fan of. Um, and this is about the time where they start to notice like there's something going on, like with Kronos and um, shit's not going good. Uh, you got more panels here where they're kind of figuring it out, and the newspapers are goofy, and they go into a lot of detail of things being uneasy and unwell. And here's like a cool panel right here where you see Kronos like back to back, like kind of affecting both universes.
By the way, isn't Kronos in Greek mythology
It's
related
Krona.
to time?
Yeah, Kronos.
The villain is Krona, but
Krona.
Cronus is related to time. Yes.
Time. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
And here, like, as we're starting to notice things more, you get Superman, he's going to go check it out. Iron Man wants to check it out too. And you get to a really cool, I know it looks a lot like Crisis, right?
I still like
But
it too.
yeah, I loved
This.
this.
Well, that's a
Yeah.
great
Like,
splash page, but
Oh,
it
it's a
yeah,
great
really reminded me of
page.
Crisis.
You
yeah.
get
What
Iron Man and Superman, so
is
it
that
makes
like?
sense.
Was I the only one that felt like it was a little abnormal for Iron Man to be able to just fly up there with Superman, or is that just me?
No,
Yeah,
he's
he's going to,
Iron Man has oxygen in his suit. I
Yeah.
mean, look at how high he went into
Okay.
space in the Avengers movie.
yeah,
yeah,
but
yeah.
he froze up. But other than that,
Yeah, but I think he got better. Like
He probably got better technology.
Modified his suits.
Yeah.
Then like there's a lot of story slows down a little bit here where they're starting to like discuss it and figure it out and determining what they need to do next.
Oh, can you put up that page again? The one where you get that close up of Cap's face on the bottom page there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is one.
Yeah, that's the one I'm just like, that kind of took me out of it a little bit.
And it was weird, like why is there a panel in between his face? Like that
It just to
and
make
there's a
you
different
like it's
Yeah.
the whole book, and the background's a little different too. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look at his eyes. His eyes are going different ways.
Yes, and Wasp should be cuter than that. He didn't do that well.
But they start getting to the part, here's the part where you like Phantom Stranger enters the event.
I'm a huge Phantom Stranger fan,
Me too.
and he looks very ominous there and very awesome.
Yeah.
So
Then they get the scene where they drop in on Grand Master as he's like super drunk and hungover.
I really
Or
feel
he's-
like now that I'm learning more and more about Grandmaster, I feel like the movies really did him dirty.
Yeah, no, Jeff Goldblum really maybe wasn't the best
choice.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They made
So
him so
you know,
hokey. In this, he seems like something formidable.
and here, like, they're kind of talking like, hey, yeah, we'll do what you're talking about, but we want to see what we're fighting for. And that's where like the book really fucking takes off for me. The panel that Alan's talking about where you can
TM
analyze
mentioned it
this
as well.
for
Yeah.
you can analyze this for hours where it's just they're looking at their real history and it's
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's new and familiar to them at the same time, which is really well done in this story. So in these upcoming panels, you get you see the Justice League satellite get destroyed. You see Thor is looking at Thunderstrike and going, "Who the fuck is that?" You get the what's his name? Giant Man and slapping Jan. Aquaman losing his arm. The
All
babies
key
that you're talking.
events in DC
Yeah.
lore and Marvel
You
lore.
see, Barry Allen watches himself die in the first
Yeah.
crisis.
Yeah.
Batman watches Robin die and he sees his back getting broken. And then you see Superman watching himself die, Iron Man
Doomsday.
getting drunk, Green Lantern losing his mind. And I'll show you the panels. I just wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah, they're great. They eventually show like a JLI cover up there at the Batman one. There's just a JLI cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Is
who's
that-
that, Justin? Yeah.
I guess that was a bad thing.
Well, they're making fun of it. It was a very weak era for the Justice League. Like it
It was
Yeah.
actually quite entertaining.
it was entertaining, but the team was weak and
Yeah.
the characters were different. Like, and then now that they see what's going on, they decide like, hey, fuck it. Like, that's what we are. That's who we are. We're gonna go for it. You see Cap and Superman shaking hands, and
Great.
they
panel.
all, yeah, and they all agree to unite, and they're gonna fight Krona. And
What did I say at the end of last one we did of this? I said the next thing is they gotta all unite and then fight Krona.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they took a whole book to accomplish that.
You
Yeah.
do
Yeah,
realize
it's
there
like
are some
we ended up where we did last issue. Honestly, like we knew we was joining together, but this one was like, okay, let's talk
confuse you
about
to get there.
how
So-
fucking crazy we could get before we do it. Actually,
I'll go into this more in detail in a little bit. Cover, I'm right on with Matt. I think it's a 4, and I think that's a big compliment for me. I do not give a lot of 4 covers. Very busy, but it's well done,
Mm-hmm.
and I appreciate this a lot. Like this took him a long time.
This
That's a
is what
massive.
Perez does the
Dude.
best
Yeah.
when
Yeah,
it's like a whole
and I
bunch of
love,
things.
like, my favorite thing. It You see Barry Allen right here, and then you see Wally on the back cover.
Yeah,
So
Yep.
there are multiple flashes represented.
yeah.
Oh
The
yeah, and you
You
see
Golden
see,
Jay Garrick
Flash.
there too.
yeah, you
Yep.
see Submariner and Iron Man and Thor and Wonder Woman,
Power
bunch
Girl.
of Green Lanterns, Hulk. Like, I think that all of that is so cool. So I
Mhm.
just, as and Alan, I think you've realized this from my reviews of books. Like, I like superhero comics. Like, and I
Mhm.
usually lay in Marvel and DC territory. Getting to see this on a cover is huge for me. I love it so much. Like,
I
it's
Mhm.
I
Is
know
that
one
Animal
thing.
so
Man at the bottom?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, maybe I should change my
Yeah, you.
my rating. No.
So if
so
there's one
yeah,
person who really hated that cover, it was the colorist.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, the colorist
Yeah,
had a
yeah.
tough time.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, the cover gets a 4. The interior art I loved. Yeah, like, I also agree. Like, Scarlet Witch's hair looks weird, but that doesn't one character's hair doesn't throw me out of a book. If she was the main character and she was on every panel, it would fuck me up. But I'm okay with it. Interior art, I also give a 4. The panels look really strong. There's a lot of busy interior art in there, and he still does great with it. Story, uh, I also give it a 4. When For me, reading it in a trade paperback, like, I could immediately, there's no break for me. I didn't have to wait for the next issue. I just read it all straight through. It was really obvious, like, oh, they're fucking me up here. This is supposed to be confusing. This is
Mhm.
supposed to be, what the fuck is going on? Why is this happening? I'm as confused as Superman and Captain America are. I love that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Um,
I think that's how why I liked it, like the way that you read it too, because like I just read the first issue a couple of days ago, and the second issue a few days ago, and the third issue today. So like I read it within a week. So
yeah,
it might be that it might be one after the other. Unlike like the rest of you guys, it took you guys to like 2 weeks prior to
Yeah.
reading
Something
the
like
next
that.
issue. So
yeah. So yeah, I love this issue. It's If you read it solo and didn't have anything before or after it, it would be really fucking confusing. But it's part of a 4-part story, and I love that issue. So give that into the story a 4, which, if I have 3 4s, my overall score is a 4.
Mhm. Okay. So that's it. So I felt like this one was a bit of a love letter to so much of the history of both Marvel and DC.
Well,
Alan, you like this one a lot more than the previous one. Like,
No,
and I'm not
well,
saying, I think you appreciate it more. I think you appreciate it more. The
there was
last
parts of it that I
issue,
really liked, and there was parts that I thought were a bit weak. But I
mhm.
think the overall, like probably for if I was going to score the whole series, I'm going to probably say it's a 3 right across the board,
Mhm.
which is above average, maybe a 3.5 even. You know
yeah,
where
Well,
it's
I will reserve judgment for the ending, of course.
yeah.
okay.
I
I
mean,
know
like,
in the last
It's all a
issue,
dream, right? In the end,
yeah,
is that how they end it?
in the last issue,
I think the
Alan
war
was
keeps on
Supreme
coming.
questioning.
Girl.
Yeah, in the last issue, Alan was asking the question, "Why do you guys keep picking books like this?"
Hmm.
And here, like, there's some things you could pick at still, but at the end of the day, you're like, that was pretty cool. I
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that. That wasn't bad.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
like, I think you're starting to get sucked in a
I'm
little
very
bit.
open-minded person. I
You
I'm
are, you
good with
are.
it.
So, I
But there
officially have
wasn't
won.
enough boobs. That's my only complaint. I am gonna,
Dude, but hey, porn is free on the internet, and I
joking.
gotta tell you,
Where's the fan
it's
service?
tough.
No,
It's tough for me to jerk off to a picture of titties that was drawn by a guy. So,
no, I was
um,
joking.
Yeah. Just
I
turn
I
on
need
porn on one screen and read the book on the other.
yeah.
But no, I thought it's interesting. I actually like these kind of time related ones
I
or
will say
alternate
that
reality kind of things. I do like it.
George Perez must have had a lot of fun because he worked on both books. Now for JLA, he only did covers because Dick Dillon was still doing the interiors at the time. But I mean, he's got a lot of experience drawing all these heroes. I mean, he did the Avengers for almost a year and a half, I think, in the mid '70s before he went to DC. So, I mean, it's not like he's. It's almost like a love letter to all the characters I used to do, kind of thing for him.
Yeah.
One thing that I always think about whenever I read any comic, I don't know why this is the kind of person I am. Maybe because when I collect, I buy comics based on movies that I liked or on TV shows that I like. But whenever I read a comic, I think, oh, what would that look like if it was done as a movie? You know what I mean? Like I think in that way, like that, oh, would this I would actually kind of write it the same way as it was written in this book, where
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
show a whole bunch of characters, it's confusing,
But
and then
unless you
it
get a bunch of
gradually gets.
unknowns,
Yeah.
unless you get a bunch of unknowns, this will have the biggest salary of any movie ever.
It would be too big of a budget, but
Yeah.
I think comic collectors would like, or comic, the people that are in the comic community would get a lot out of it. Oh, look, it's the Long Negade Man, or that's Barry Allen Flash. Oh, that's I think there's that where you'd have that. It's almost like when you watch a movie with your kids, you get a different perspective than the kids do. There's like jokes that are made for the kids, and then there's jokes made for the adults. This kind of had that for the fans of both DC and Marvel versus just people casually reading this. I feel like there's probably a lot that I didn't catch.
There were a lot of Easter eggs in this one.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
So we got a 69, Matt. I'm going to shout out the chat real quick. We got Icon, Roderican, Norrin Rad, Kenneth Birdman,
Compton.
Benny Blanco, Darth Lopez, Circumstances, GT Key, Mr. Chonko Comics, and that's it. All right. So my next pick, I am the next picker. Dude.
Did you say 69 even or 69.5?
69.
Even.
Just even 69.
Okay.
They're banging each other in the mouth.
I don't want to know that.
I'm just keeping it.
Okay. Well, this puts it at not quite middle of the pack. It's in the higher half of the thing, but JLA 1 got 81.3% with four people. JLA 2 was a little closer to the bottom. Where was it? Yeah. That was at 60%. So this one scored pretty much halfway through between the two. And it's 10th overall.
10th overall. Okay. So my next choice is G.I. Joe, Real American Hero 21, bitch.
Oh my goodness. I was thinking about that book as being one to choose.
Yeah.
One with no words. I love it.
There's no
Not
reading
one
in it.
of
It's
all the
silent
words
book.
are on the cover, baby.
What?
That's
It's a
That's all you
silent
get.
book, is it?
It's a silent book. It is, and
silent
that's what
book.
we're going to review, baby. Let's
It's
fucking
the
go.
first
It's a good
one, if I
choice.
remember correctly.
I don't know. Is it the first? I didn't even know that. Makes me want to buy it.
Is it really the first? I actually
I believe
didn't know
it was
that.
the first one that people noticed anyway.
There's another one with Pizza Dog.
I know there's an
That's
Alpha
silent,
Flight
too.
that's silent. It's called Snowblind.
Yes, but I think that's after. Let me take a look. First,
I think you might be
Island.
right. It's maybe the first, or maybe one of
The
the
first one I knew about. I mean, there's only two I know of: Alpha Flight and fucking GI Joe. Y'all can name another if you want.
Well, GI Joe I think came out before Alpha Flight.
Yes, it did. This
I'm
book
not
would
so
have
sure. But, I mean, they're both kind of around the
Alpha
same.
Flight Snowblind issue was not in the first year. So I don't think.
Okay. I was wanting to do a Deadpool because I don't know if y'all heard the news, but Gwen Stacy is coming from her death to the next Gwenpool series, dude.
Okay,
Oh,
it's
is
only
that
like,
in the comics? You mean?
Yes, it's coming in March.
it's
Or
the
April.
second ever, and it was the first one since 1953.
So what
Oh,
was the one in 53?
Let's see here. I'm trying to find the website. Hang on. It's not saying. It's just saying it's the first since 1953.
yeah, we'll figure that out. That's interesting, though. That's kind of
Unfortunately,
interesting.
when I click on the thing, I get that this domain is no longer exists. So
I must went with Walking Dead 100 because all Walking Dead are notorious for not having many words. But I said, we'll go with the complete silent. I've never seen the inside of it, so it's a very expensive book, by the way. It's like $50 for a low grade. So
Yeah, I
I'd
have
like
a
to
key
point
collector
out that I
set.
have the dialogue memorized.
yeah, I already finished reading it. That's the best part. So we had a little snag foo on our top 100. I just want to kind of discuss that. I was getting through it and I was just like overwhelmed, and I said fuck it. But I think one of the club members, I'm welcoming any of y'all to display in our top 100. I'll do it eventually if y'all don't.
So there's one book we got to replace. Dark
Yes.
Mysteries #1. I think that's a typo, Matt.
That's okay. Yeah, it's all right. Matt accidentally got one in there. We probably told him to put it in there. It probably ain't your fault, Matt. Don't worry about it. But
No, I
thinking-
made a couple of typos that we fixed as we were going.
So Dark Mysteries 1 is not a great cover. It's
okay.
not really that good.
I got a good
But
option.
Mysteries,
Just
I
a
think it's
second here.
the
Where's
one with the
Dark
witches
Mysteries
burning?
1?
It's at like 41 or some shit. It's around the 40 mark.
Okay.
I'll show you the one I like.
Just do a Control F and find it.
I'll show you the one I like.
Yeah, it's 44 on here. So
third.
I think it should be like Dark Mysteries 8 or something, or 12 or whatever it is. It's the one with the witches burning. That's a great cover.
So I'm thinking this one.
You said GI Joe 27?
Yeah.
21.
Or 21.
Okay.
21. I'm thinking this one, guys. What do y'all think?
Oh, that's a cool cover, but not top 100.
It's better than that fucking Dark Mystery. It's pretty good.
Well, yeah. Well,
it is a
I do
Neil
that.
Adams.
We kind of need more Neil Adams. You guys bonked
No,
my.
actually, there's some artists that we don't have.
That's what I'm saying. What Neil Adams cover do we have?
No, but I mean, there's other great artists that we don't have. We have Neil Adams.
Do we? I don't know that we do.
We had him for one of the Batman ones.
Yeah, one of the Batman ones.
Did we?
We had the one with the Joker card.
Oh, yeah, the Joker one. Okay, we got at least one. I think he deserves
how
more
about we
one
pick
spot.
some other artists? Who is an artist that we don't have that's super great?
Well, we put a Dave Stevens in.
Yeah, we snuck that
We
in.
agreed Frazetta's too tough to put in because most of his work's magazine.
Yeah, most of his best artist magazine. There is one that I could show you that maybe it's considered a great Frazetta one, but I'm not sure if it.
Do we
I
have
don't
any
have
Mac
any.
Robo? Do we have any Mac Roboy or Roboy or
Macroboy?
We do. We got
we do with
the WoW.
Mary Marble.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Yeah,
that Neil
that
Adams deserves
writes
more
it.
one spot. I'm putting my vote in for a Neil Adams cover. It's got a lot of great covers.
Like some how about like Adam Hughes or Russ Heath or there's so many artists I feel like we didn't have on the list that maybe.
I don't know that there's any
Adam
top
Hughes
100
is
covers, honestly.
What Matt?
Doesn't he mostly do variants?
Well, I
Who,
mean,
Adam
variants
Hughes?
are still covers.
Yeah,
My
I know.
favorite Adam Hughes is probably the Marvel 5, but it's not that great. I mean, it's what's a good one?
He's got Batgirl 23.
23. Okay, let's look at it.
Wait, maybe we have Mr. Mystery on the list, right, Matt? Can you search?
Mr. Mystery?
Yeah.
Oops. I thought it was bigger.
I'm just trying to
Sorry.
figure out what that dark mystery
We had
was supposed
Mr.
to be.
Mystery 12, but he was a 0.
That's that's not the right cover.
Sorry.
It's close to it. It looks like that, but
They got Frism doing it. They got Cho doing it. I'm looking for I'll just type in Hughes. So many homages. It's crazy.
Cat Mystery, Journey into Mystery. No, we had the only thing I've got on here is Mr. Mystery 12.
Mr. Mystery 12 is a cool cover, but
we gave it a 0.
yeah.
Batgirl
so
23 Hughes, and nothing comes up. I had to Google it, I guess.
Okay, but okay, I'm just picked. I'm just saying random artist names. We don't have to stick with Adam Hughes, but I mean,
No, I know.
any artist that we would say, oh, that's a really great artist that should be on the list.
Well, we got a Wrightson. We got House of Secrets 93.
Yeah, we got Wrightson.
I think Jack Burley.
and we have Eisner. We have Kirby. We have.
I was mistaken. This is Josh Middleton that did this cover.
Oh,
and that's the one I was.
I do like that cover, but it's.
I don't hate it.
I there's just so many pose covers that are not. I just don't think it's like top 100. Like there's just so many covers like that. I have that book, by the way. Too.
I'll tell you,
rainbow jizz all over her face.
That is beautiful, though.
You know, Amazing Spider-Man 20 is a cool one. But I just like Body Slam covers. So the first cover Man Thing, I fucking love it. But these ain't top 100. They're just shit that I would want. You know, like you guys ain't gonna like this.
I'm just trying to figure out what that Dark Mysteries was supposed to be. Because I feel like there might be a book out there that was actually quite great that got removed.
Like I like this cover.
Oh, Kazar?
Yeah, first Man Thing cover.
Yeah,
that's cool. You know, I just like weird shit.
I actually have that. Send me handy.
Yeah, I should get that book. I don't know, guys.
I actually might have 2 copies of it.
We want to perfect this top 100, so it's up to you guys. We'll figure out what it is. I mean, we did knock off ASM 316. That's very possibly a good one, I would say.
A lot of people like that one.
Even Wolverine 8,
like a Shakespeare-y kind of look to it.
Yeah, I like 316. Just fucking put that one on there. I think we could figure one out, though.
We may have been looking at 15 or 16 for Dark Mysteries.
That's what I'm thinking. It's the one with the witches on the pyres.
Then that would be 15, I think.
That's 15.
No, that's not 15. Hang on here.
Is it 10 or something like that?
Yes, it's 10.
I think we should go with a book past Silver Age. We got so many Dark Age. I'm calling it Dark Age.
And that's the witches.
Dark Age.
I can't. We got so many fucking like the Adolf Hitler Daredevil, man. That one's. I don't know
what?
You guys got Alex Ross?
Dark Mysteries 10. Yes, we have Alex Ross in there.
Who do we have? Which one do we have for Alex Ross?
We got the Harley Joker dancing one.
Oh, yes, that's a good one.
Joker Harley uncovered.
Oh, is this the one you're talking about? A Fleshman cover with whatchamacallit, Dark Mystery. Is that it, Alan? I know you're on a phone, so let me make myself
Number 10 was the one he was talking about.
Oh, it's number 10.
No, that's not it. No, that's not it.
He was talking about the one where the witches were being burned at the stake, and that was number 10.
I'll look at it.
I forgot to add the 0.
It's a cool cover.
Oh, I see.
Chonko's asking, do you guys have Bruce Timm?
No.
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't think we need that, D. What do you think, D?
Oh yeah, no, I'd get that's not in my top 100.
That's a big
it's not
no.
my top.
Yeah,
It's not
so
in my top 800 or
It's
1,000.
316 shits on that. Third Dead Man shits on that. There's so many books that shit on that,
okay,
bro.
so let's think of a Bruce Timm one. I actually like Bruce Timm.
He's got a Batgirl cover, a Supergirl cover, Mr. Freeze cover, which I love.
The
I
Mr.
forget
Freeze
what.
one is very popular. I would actually say that's
I
Yeah.
like. Yeah, that's not funny book. The Outer World cover. I like that Bruce Timm. Outer World.
If I
which one?
picked a Bruce Timm, I'd go Mr. Freeze.
I would actually pick Batman Adventures 12 because I do like that cover.
That's not Bruce Timm.
Really? It's not. There's nothing to it. It's similar to me as like New Mutants '98. It's like hero pose cover.
Okay, well,
I'm not a big fan of those. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why. I like more of a story. I guess I don't know.
I'd have to Google the Bruce Timm I like. I think there's a very good one you guys are not thinking
Look
about.
at search Bruce Timm, Mr.
Covers.
Freeze.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Bruce Timm Mr. Freeze is really good.
I think isn't that the winter special? I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that.
Madness has it. I want to get that one.
Yeah, it's good, but it's not like I think there's
a good
way
cover.
better Bruce Timms. He's known for drawing girls, not fucking Mr. Freeze, you know.
But it's
Well,
good.
for me, like Bruce Timm was ran Batman the Animated Series, and
that was the best episode.
it
was.
Yeah, without Bruce Timm, like Mr. Freeze would be an irrelevant character that
okay,
doesn't
so
matter
we're
at all.
talking about the holiday special one from 1995.
Yeah, it's right here. I just showed it.
He just showed it. That's really
Yeah,
great.
it's right here.
I'm not on the. Sorry, I'm not on the screen here. Hang on.
What's the one I'm thinking of, Alan? I know you know what I'm talking about. I used to think it was maybe Adam Hughes, but it's Bruce Timm, and it's the one where there's an alien. It's like Outer Limits.
No, Out of This World.
Out of This World. Okay, let me see if I can show you all this because
I think it's something. Do I have it handy?
I fucking love this cover. I don't know why y'all.
You know that Mr. Freeze
Here it
episode
is.
like won awards, right?
Dude.
And it became
Yeah.
the definitive
Well, that's why
backstory to Mr. Freeze.
This is. I'm not a chicky girl cover, but I'll tell you
This
what.
is a great one. The one that
This
you're
is
about to
fucking
show.
the one, bro.
So that's an homage to an earlier book.
Yes, it's an homage to a Golden Age book.
This is Strange Suspense Tales.
This looks very much like Dave Stevens, even. You know, it's so good.
I would agree. I actually like. That's one of my favorite Bruce Timm.
This is
covers.
way better to me than the Freeze, but it's up to you guys. I don't know.
Okay, I would agree with Biggie on that being better.
That
than
book is better than Mr. Freeze.
Okay, so that's 3 votes. How about TM?
Well, then it doesn't. Then it's over.
But you guys could
That's
agree
a-
and just pretend.
Okay,
that you were with us the whole time.
what's the name of the number of the book? Out of This World.
I think it's a one shot. Out of This
We
World.
lost Biggie.
Did we? I'm right here.
No, it didn't. No, he's here.
Oh,
I think it's just called Out of This World.
I'm
Bruce Timm. We'll know what to do when
Okay,
we.
well, I'll put it Out of the World one shot. Bruce Timm. B Timm.
Yeah.
There we go.
Very much like Dave Stevens, but yeah, I ain't mad at that. That's better than
Okay,
Dark
so it's me
Mysteries
that was
10 or
freezing.
whatever.
Be like the boy. Be like Bruce Timm.
All right, well, I think we're gonna wrap up.
So did you get the number?
Bag like this with dark
It's just
chocolate
one
in it?
shot, he says.
I have it somewhere. Actually, I'm just wondering where I put it. I can't find anything anymore. I'm sort of frustrated with my books.
Join the club.
I feel like I
I
need
have so
some,
much
like,
outpiled that I can't get anything
I
done.
feel like I need like bibbity bobbity boo where everything gets organized.
There's another really cool Bruce Timm that I like too, but it's not nowhere near as cool as that one. It's the Watchman. What is it? Yellow Jacket variant or some shit. You know what I'm talking about, right, Alan?
So
Maybe.
Maybe.
I like Harley Quinn, like classic Harley Quinn. So I
Alan?
like the Batman Adventures
back
Mad
button.
Love cover.
Yeah, that's a cool one. The one where it's actually the second print's better, where it's like the big gun. I'm not sure if you know what I'm talking about, but
Oh,
hit the
Yeah,
jackpot, Alan.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that's what I'm looking at. Because
Okay.
she's huge on the cover with the gun in hand.
and a big gun. It's like a
Yeah,
So I didn't
That's
go
the-
over
that's the
whole
one I'm
top
looking
cover,
at.
so we might have to
that's
replace
the
it.
second print. I actually like that better than the first print.
I'm joking.
Okay, so this is the one I'm talking about. This is like the Virgin, but Bruce Timm did this too. Always look for this because it's like $100 book. I can never find it.
Oh, that one. I really like that book. I've been trying to find that one as well. I just
Yeah,
didn't
it's
know.
not easy to find.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys did great. Next week, Real American Hero.
We have the 100 list now again, right?
Well, until I look at the other 59 books, I don't know if there's another typo in there. I just got that far, you know.
Okay. That was
So
maybe a typo.
it could be right. I don't know yet. I think it's right.
Do we have to put an NA for dialogue on this one?
What do you mean? Oh,
'Cause
for
there's no dialogue, therefore.
oh,
it can't
it'll be
be
fun to
right.
review. It'll be a week off for us, man. We deserved it, I think. So it'll be fun. If
What
we
if
hate
takes
it,
us
just
the
give it a
longest
shit.
to read?
Yeah, give it a shitty score if you don't like it. You know.
I'm teasing.
All right,
You're
guys.
No, actually, I
talking with
almost put this
someone
on
who
the list
wished-
too, Biggie. So
What?
that's kind of funny.
I could have been selfish and picked a Deadpool book because Gwenpool's coming and shit. But I'll have my time when it comes out. Everybody will be like, "Why is Gwen Stacy the evil Gwenpool?" It's two different characters, dude. I saw a 20,000 sub channel talk about this shit, and they had no fucking idea what they were talking about. So this is the real Gwen Stacy coming back, and the only reason she's coming back is because fucking Gwenpool wants her back. It's not because she's the dark Gwenpool, and evil Gwenpool was in volume 1, so this has nothing to do with that. So it's not a knockoff Gwenpool at all. It's Gwen Stacy, but she's not Gwen Stacy. She's like a fucking mercenary evil bitch. Looks like Wolverine. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. It's going to have Jeff the Land Shark. It's going to have Kate Bishop. So we're probably gonna get evil Jeff the Land Sharks, evil Kate Bishop. It's gonna be fucking cool, man. So, all right, y'all. Oh, let's go around the horn. What you got going on, Matt?
Well, I have a couple videos coming up in the next couple days, but I'm in the process of setting up a giveaway at 529 subscribers. I'm at 487 today, so if we can get there, I've got some pretty good stuff to give away. So
Nice.
which I'll
How about
show when I get close.
Yeah, Matt does great giveaways. Congratulations, you're zipping right up there, man. You're passing everybody up, man. How about you, Big Alan? What you got going on?
I'm doing my Golden Age Grail unboxing. It's going to be 11 parts. First part dropped yesterday, where I showed the very first appearance of Captain America. Prototype. So prototype for Captain.
Well, tell me what it is again. You said Archie or some shit, right? What was
It's
it?
Marvel stories from
Oh, it's a
November
pulp.
1940.
Right.
It's a pulpy. But it actually has art panels that are the same as
Wow.
yeah, it's actually kind of cool. And then what else? So that's the big thing that's going on. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do on Saturday. I'm going to do something special where I'm going to be really controversial, make the whole like I have to, I feel like there's a void in the comic community that I need to fill. That there's not enough drama anymore, so I gotta maybe make a drama video.
Oh, good.
I'm gonna call out Matt likes comics. I'm gonna just destroy him. That's
I'll call you Sticky Geek.
I'm just messing with you. I have no idea what I'm gonna do, but it
You
should be
could call
something.
him. I'm not gonna start. Never mind. Go ahead.
We could do like the like, do you remember back in the day? Wrestlers. There's always the bad guy that always has to just. But people actually like the bad guy because the instigator. They love to boo him and
The heel.
the heel. Yeah, we had Sticky Goose. Now no, like I guess we just got Razor now. I don't know who's left. I don't know. But
Be careful, careful what you say.
no,
He'll
he's gonna
fucking.
yeah, like
He'll call you something that you don't want to be called. It might fuck your whole life up.
yeah. Oh well, I don't really care.
All right.
But I'm just saying
go ahead.
we always need that black sheep in the family, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You can. I love it, Alan. You do what you want, man. I got your
No,
back
I'm
no
just
matter
joking.
what, my friend.
Okay. I'm not
How
much
about
of a
you,
boxer.
TM? What you got going on, big dog?
I'll be reviewing GI Joe 21 next week on over here on this
Let's
channel.
fucking go.
Do you do much on your own channel, TM?
I the odd time I'll go live and do an unboxing, but nothing too much anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, we got them exclusively. If you want TM content, you come here. That's how it is.
There, like I might like in the future can like start up, but like just not right now. Just
And
too
you
much
might do
going
an interview on some channel like that. It's just-
on. Yeah, yeah, we do got to set that up and that
someday.
really soon.
Someday.
Well, I'm hoping maybe I'll get a little late night episode with D eventually. I've been cutting them back because I just been going to bed earlier, but maybe if I can get D after work, we could do some big and D stuff. But it's been a while, you know. So you can catch me.
Hey, you
Big D.
didn't
Oh
ask
my
me what
goodness.
I got going on.
Yeah, what you got going on,
Oh.
D? Go ahead.
Man, I got a giveaway going on right now too. All right. If you got some big old titties and you come over to my house, I'll give away this dick.
Oh jeez.
There you go. That's what's going on.
That's what's going on.
So tomorrow night I might be on Sweet Chin Music. You know, it depends on what Papa Willie's jokes have been lately. And Friday night, we'll probably be doing some Collector Club. Who knows? So catch y'all later, man. Thank you for coming by. That was JLA Avengers 3.